Within reason,
Is it? Oh,
there's a big dark sky over my town. I know where you're at, I bet she's around. And yeah, I know it's stupid, I just gotta see it for myself. And I'm in the corner watching you kiss her. I'm right over here, why can't you see me? I'm giving him my all, I'm not the guy taking on. Oh, I keep dancing on my own.
Good morning, everybody, to pre-rush hour Manchester. It's not going to get too much busier than this, but look at this. Look at that. Look at that. So I was doing some bedtime reading last night, which is a bad idea, because I don't read, like, you know, peaceful, happy things to lullaby me to sleep. I read all sorts of things which you shouldn't be reading trying to get to sleep. And I came across an issue in the world of vaccinations, and I'll try and remember the name. ADE, antibody dependent enhancement. Now, in the 20th century, there was a handful of vaccines that we as a species developed to save lives. Like, there's a tropical disease called dengue, D-E-N-G-U-E, dengue fever. And there's a lot of scholarly articles how, you know, the pharmaceutical giants developed the vaccine. They were 100% sure it was safe and effective and amazing. And get this, the antibodies that your body produced for the dengue vaccine, obviously to inoculate you, that's the idea, those very antibodies actually enhanced the spread of the virus and its pathogenicity in your body. And they found a sudden surge in child mortality where they'd received the dengue vaccine. Now, this is on top of the fact that the virus obviously is always mutating, and you put out hundreds of millions of vaccinated people out there. No wonder we're getting new variants, this and that, and it's all being blamed on the people that don't want to take part in the giant social experiment, the giant medical experiment. Antibody dependent enhancement, where the very thing, the vaccine, creates antibodies, and those antibodies, rather than preparing your body against future viral attacks, enhances the virus when it gets into your body. It's like the virus on cocaine in your body. Okay, it's a little bit later now. It's 8:31 a.m. as in this is smack bang in the peak of rush hour, and this is one of the main drags for commuters and walkers, and I'd say we're running at about a 95% reduction in people. This is similar to what the Georgia Guidestones was proposing. Just a coincidence. Quietest rush hour I've filmed since I started doing this. So for the entirety of all the lockdowns since March 27th last year, 2020, I've been out every day, shaking hands, kissing babies, posing for photographs with the local mayor, etc., etc., chatting to police, fist bumping police, elbow bumping police, chatting to police, no mask. I wore masks maybe 5 times in the last 500 days. So 99% no mask. Did it to keep my mum happy on a few supermarket trips. And nothing happened. Of course, nothing happened. If I thought something was going to happen, I wouldn't have done it. Virus ended up being several orders of magnitude less deadly. I was looking at some bad figures, doing bad statistics. When the virus had a 20%, between 7 and 20% death rate, I was like, whoa, this is going to kill Clown World. Clown World absorbed it. Clown World went, and Clown World said, oh yeah, I'm excited. Oh, yeah. That's what Clown World did. It blew its load. Absorbed it. All the top circus producers were like, semi-scary virus, eh? We can make a bloody show out of this. Now around the world, it's funny how it's always around the world, every country exactly the same, whether I chat to my friend in Serbia, whether I chat to my friend in New Zealand, whether I chat to my friends in Australia or Germany, anywhere on earth. It's the same. COVID passports, nightclubs, you cannot go into big events where there's more than 100 people without your COVID papers. Either this or that, and then like now they're... all these poor people, they took the vaccine because they're like, yay, we're going to go on summer holidays. We're going to be able to walk around and kiss and be free. No, peasant. Your holiday destination has been listed as Delta, Gamma, Amber, plus negative green, 18-hour plus 14 million day quarantine, Amber Delta plus. And they're like, but I took both doses and I can't get to Alicante. And it's like, well, and now this morning, you know, the press, you know, they work together, the government and the press. Here, have a press release. Here, Boris Johnson will say this afternoon, BBC quotes word for word, Boris Johnson will announce. It's like, oh, come on, guys. At least try and make it look like you're a bunch of investigative reporters chasing down scoops and stories and getting the skinny on all these people. No, you're all a bunch of suckers of Satan's cock, all in one big circle jerk, filleting each other, filleting the more powerful than you, and just opening your mouths like a bunch of little blue tits in a nest when the parent arrives. And you're just there craning your necks, opening your mouth, hoping that some of Satan's jizz falls down into your gullet. And you're like, oh, I'll go along with it because they won't put me. They would, you know, I'll get treated well. I'm on side. I believe in the war effort. And they're like, no, sorry. You know how there's all these new variants. It's all your fault. You need a third booster jab. I know you've had your AstraZeneca. Well, in the UK, we're going to give you a third Pfizer jab. Okay, so Pfizer very badly implicated in blood clots and, you know, basically not working as well. We're going to give you one of those because, look, Pfizer's share price has taken a bit of a tumble in the last few days. There's been a lot of talk of antibody-dependent enhancement, where the opposite is happening than what they wanted it to happen with these new mRNA therapies. So, reason I mentioned I was out every single day, 99% no mask wearing rate, chatting to people, humans, police, because my freedom trumps everything. My freedom trumps pandemics. It would trump a pandemic that was 10 times more deadly. My freedom trumps any desire by the government to control or reorder the global order, the global system into social credit, build back better, great reset. My freedom is more important than any of that. And I don't have to justify it to anyone. I don't have to seek permission or beg forgiveness. I just need to live free. And if people have an issue with that, they can come and attack me, they can stop me, they can argue with me, they can philosophize, they can pass new laws. And anyone tries to fuck with my freedom too much, I'll see you in the urban battlefield. I don't want to have to go underground and put my life and my family's life at risk and enact targeted assassinations against various authority figures, as well as a ruthless guerrilla campaign of destruction and death and fight back that would make the troubles in Ireland look like child's play. All right, Charlie, calm down. Rein in your testicles. Pull that testosterone in a bit. I'm not going to slap my gonads into anyone's face today. But what I'm trying to say is, guys, when they start, if they start saying, oh, you can't go in here, you can't get this job without the vaccines, you need 3 vaccines, 4, you need 17 vaccines. We need to, in groups, and we'll YouTube it, we'll film it, of course, because we can share it. Go running into nightclubs, barging past security, have fake COVID passports, run around, be free, show them. And if you get caught, then you know you've got the moral high ground. Say, no, I'm infiltrating your little slave ship here. Oh. And it is a slave ship, you know. If you're, or it's a sheep or cattle transporting truck. Take the sheep dip, have your mad cow disease inoculation, get on the cattle truck cart, and we'll take you to your job. We'll scan that barcode that's on your ear. You know that big plastic farmer's barcode they put on sheep's and cows and bulls' ears? That's your vaccine passport. Repeat after me. We are free. We are free to do as we are told. One more time. We are free to do as we are told. And that, my darling ladies and gentlemen, is my morning rant today on the 2nd of August, 2020. Good morning, everybody. It's another failed rush hour. It's 8:15 in the morning on the Tuesday. So I'm just chuckling to myself with all this issues with statistics that I'm reading. Let's say you are on a colony out in space with all your fellow humans. There's a few million of you, and there's an evil goblin that comes in the night and takes the older members of your colony, and he just kills them. The little goblins come in and kills the elderly. Now, after a year and a half of this goblin decimating your vulnerable elderly population, the goblin, when it comes, it finds that each time it comes, there's less and less people for it to kill and take away. And around the same time, a very shrewd businessman who's also in politics, let's call him the mayor of Europa Colony or whatever it is, and he announces, you know, I have an anti-goblin device. It's quite expensive, but I'll get the colony government to give everyone the anti-goblin device, and I'll roll this out, and I'll get all my media to say, look, it's not so much that there's less elderly for the goblin to take. The reason we have a lot less death now is because of my anti-goblin device. So give me more money, give me more power. It's got nothing to do with nature and the fact that it's run out of prey. Just give me more shekels, man. Okay, guys, we're walking up on the Tuesday now. You saw Monday morning. Tuesday's a bit sunnier. And dare I say it, it's a tiny bit busier, but it's now about 8:25 a.m. And usually it's very busy here with commuters and office people and workers, etc. Yeah, when you're trying to get the lighting right, but you don't want to squint and you don't want to silhouette and you don't want to mess up, you want to give the Samsung sensor every chance to get the shiny bright police car in. So I'm going to do a few mini rants about the paradox. There is a paradox with law enforcement. When we as a society trust one group to have a monopoly on violence and force, that's good because it prevents tit for tats, but the very thing you're trying to prevent could give rise to a tyranny, a taking advantage, a monopoly that starts to hurt the society because no one can challenge it because it is the monopoly. That's one of the paradoxes. That's it, you relax, Fountain. Take it easy, it's a nice day. Now, some shots can define your video. They can define a city, they can define a particular zeitgeist. which is not working, and a person unconscious from Spice is next to kids play area is this rush hour's special scene. Well, as my face is all mottled and camouflaged by the olive tree. Hey, olive tree. Behind me, Piccadilly Gardens, it was in the newspaper 3 days ago that Manchester City Council are going to spend £25 million redeveloping the square behind me. Now, a lot of the time people make a big mistake. They get one note off on the symphony and it ruins the whole thing. They're going to spend £25 million on this 1970s brutalist area, and they think that, wow, we're going to put some flower pots in, some grass, maybe a little fountain, make it look really modern, really nice, really amazing. And then they're going to scratch their heads and wonder why all the crackheads are still coming and enjoying the place. They don't realize it's not so much the architecture, it's the people that frequent it, and that's always the case. You know, you can be somewhere ugly, but if it's full of nice people, it kind of balances out. They're not going to do anything about the crackheads. They're going to polish the turd and wonder why it's still full of syringes and dying people and vomits and assaults and bodily harm. That's what they're going to wonder about. They're going to scratch their heads and go, but we spent 25 million on it. Why is it not? So last year, 2020, during the pandemic, a massive British institution called Debenhams. Can you read it on the building? Debenhams was a department store, and it's gone bust. And it was a long time coming, badly managed, didn't move with the times. People are changing, and here at the top of Market Street, behind me is Piccadilly Gardens. That's down Market Street, and this big listed building, I believe, will certainly be turned into residential units because there is no demand for any more offices. Work from home, peasant. Your sanctuary is actually your office. Ugh, horrible working from home, guys. Horrible. That's why I come out to work. Look at that sunshine, guys. Don't know what time it is now, about 9 AM. And interestingly enough, we're stood in the sunshine. That's where the vampires can get you, but in the light, only good deeds happen. Outside Barclays, and for some reason, all the staff choose to wait in the shade, where it's actually quite cold. I don't understand. Stay in the sun. Don't fear the light. I watched this explanatory video on the internet, on YouTube, about Tenet and the timelines of Tenet. You know, that reverse entropy, things going backwards in time, things going forwards. I managed to enjoy the movie without fully understanding it. But then I watched this explanation, and basically an item's future, as long as it, you know, is totally open, it could be the same as its past. It could come from anywhere, and it blew my mind. Basically, the whole film is a giant paradox playing out as a paradox, and I've been talking a lot about the paradox recently, and I think that's really, really great. So Christopher Nolan, I'm going to try it again. Didn't quite get it the first time, but I'll try. So apparently unvaccinated blood and sperm is the new Bitcoin. So I'm going to ka-ching, 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 and try and give 2 pints a day of sperm, of course. I can manage. That's the Stock Exchange Hotel, coming round to the nice big turret atop the Iraqi consulate. And if you come to the window, you've got a nice Babylon, a nice mashup of the ancient Persian, Assyrian, Babylonian, Sumerian empires there. There you go. Okay guys, we're looking along Corporation Street towards the new skyscrapers that they've built.
There's no chance that you might get an infection just sitting like that.
Nice one, dude. I think the guy was trying to crack a joke. And what? What the fuck's your problem, dude? Mind your own fucking business, twat. Right. I think he was trying to crack a joke. He goes, there's no trams running. You might get an infection sat there. What the fuck? So, I just wanted to show you the 28 days later, the I Am Legend, the abandonment. This is rush hour. Basically, it's meant to be tram crazy. It's meant to be cars everywhere, beeping, buses, commuters, people saying goodbye, people saying hello. But there's nothing. Oh, What a flag. What a meaningless flag. Oh, no one would fight for that flag. It reminds me of what's happening in Afghanistan right now. Right now in Afghanistan, the Taliban is taking over region after province, after major city, after border crossing. And the Afghan National Army, made up of about 20 different tribes who all hate each other and mistrust each other. Do you think they're going to unite under some fictional Afghan flag? No. One Taliban fighter, unfortunately, is worth 10 government soldiers because they believe in it. The government soldiers, my God, have you seen those American training videos where they're trying to train the young soldiers and they're just sat there smoking opium? What a shit show. Okay guys, it's fast approaching the hour where the wages will have to be sat at their desks. 8:59 it's coming up to. There's no tram, sir. Poor guy. Has he not noticed? City centre's been shut down. It's dead now. That poor guy can use one of the ultra slow rail replacement buses. And someone's put mild clean fairy liquid into the fountain again. Joke never gets old, so I'll laugh again. Ha 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 ha. I just like the contrast of the little ball camera, all watched over by loving cyborgs and the deep blue sky. Do you guys know why the sky is blue? Because the ozone particles absorb all the light except the blue wavelength, so you see it as blue. And do you know why eyeballs are blue? Well, some eyeballs. There's someone shouting at me. Some eyeballs are blue because of it's not because there's blue pigment. It's just that it absorbs all the light except the blue. Again, blue. Does blue even exist? I'm blue in Aberdeen. I will die in Aberdeen. I am blue in Aberdeen. I will. Who's shouting at me? Listen. The reason I'm filming, I don't deserve to walk down the street with people abusing me loudly. I don't need it, do I? So if you ask me not to film, I'm going to film you because you're being rude. You're being nasty to people. You are. You're being horrible. Listen, as I say, my name's Charlie Veitch. I'm not scared of anything. See you later. So, I did a video, very safe, very mainstream, very normie video called Dirty Manchester in 4K. And I went onto a canal underpass, the urine underpass, smelling like feces and urine. And one of the three men sat down there, probably for nefarious, did a privacy complaint to Google about my video, and it got banned. He appeared for 1.5 seconds, but because he could be identified, and he's a middle-aged man, probably told his wife he went to the pub, but no, he was cottaging down in a urine alleyway. My video got nuked. But the good news is, guys, I found some of the clips from that video. They're still in my recycling box. So I'm gonna try and do a recut for you. That blue sky, that rainbow effect on the reflective coat. And a sticker. Let's put the sun on the sticker. There you go, boom.